The story begins with Yulia, the daughter of a high-ranking Russian military officer. She talks about how lonely her life has been ever since her mother passed away, even though she still lives with her father. At school, the teacher is excitedly explaining a rare astronomical event that will soon happen. One of Yulia's classmates, a smart but awkward boy everyone calls Google, clearly has a crush on her. He keeps trying to help her answer the teacher's questions whenever he gets the chance. After school, Yulia asks her father, Colonel Valentin Lebedev, if she can go out that night to watch the rare meteor shower. However, he refuses, saying it's too dangerous and that he's only trying to protect her. Frustrated by his decision, Yulia calls her fearless boyfriend, Tyoma. He convinces her to ignore her father's orders since this incredible event only happens once every 50 years. At the same time, a mysterious alien spaceship is traveling through the solar system. Without warning, one of the meteors crashes into it, badly damaging the ship and sending it spiraling toward Earth. As it enters the atmosphere at incredible speed, the Russian military detects the unknown object and fires missiles to slow it down. Although the attack reduces its speed, the ship still crashes straight into the city, smashing through several buildings, including Svetlana's apartment building. The impact kills Svetlana instantly, while Yulia and Tyoma barely escape falling from the building themselves. After tearing through the city and causing massive destruction that leaves hundreds dead, the damaged spaceship finally comes to a stop. The Russian military quickly surrounds the crash site and begins evacuating nearby civilians, fearing the object could be some kind of nuclear threat. Colonel Lebedev arrives with Mikhail Polskin, a State Duma official, to make first contact with what could be humanity's first encounter with alien life. Elite soldiers take up sniper positions in case things turn hostile. Mikhail greets the alien peacefully, and although the creature seems to understand them, it responds in a language no one can recognize. Soon afterward, Colonel Lebedev informs his superiors that an agreement has been reached. The aliens have asked humans to stay away while they repair their damaged spacecraft. Some military officials want to launch an attack and destroy the ship before it becomes a threat, but Lebedev refuses. Meanwhile, Yulia wakes up in the hospital and learns the heartbreaking news that Svetlana didn't survive the crash. After leaving the hospital, she struggles to cope with her best friend's death. Her father brings her home, but because of the situation, she has to stay with her grandmother for the time being. Even after the disaster, school continues as usual. Their teacher is fascinated by the idea that humanity has finally encountered an extraterrestrial civilization. However, many students feel the exact opposite. They blame the aliens for killing their friends and family members and are furious that the military isn't fighting back. Consumed by grief and anger, Yulia secretly steals her father's handgun and visits Tyoma's hideout. There, Tyoma and his friends are spreading anti-alien messages across social media. Yulia convinces them to sneak into the quarantine zone and get revenge for Svetlana's death. The group enters the restricted area through an abandoned processing plant and eventually reaches the damaged neighborhood. Tyoma tells Yulia to stay inside the car while he and the others search the nearby buildings. Ignoring Tyoma's instructions, Yulia quietly makes her way to Svetlana's apartment. Suddenly, she comes face to face with a mysterious alien. When she nearly falls from the building, the creature catches her and saves her life, trying to communicate with her peacefully. Before anything else can happen, Tyoma and his friends rush in and attack the alien. During the struggle, it loses its grip and falls to the ground below. The group runs over to the fallen creature, where Tyoma notices that its blood looks almost identical to human blood. They soon realize that what they attacked wasn't the alien itself but a powerful exoskeleton suit. Nearby, Yulia discovers the real alien, badly injured and looking almost exactly like a human being. Although she notices him, she pretends not to, allowing Tyoma and the others to leave with the alien armor and the strange object they found without realizing the actual alien is still alive. Later that night, Yulia can't stop thinking about what happened. She secretly returns to the quarantine zone, finds the wounded alien, and hides him inside her car before taking him away. The following day, she asks Google, who dreams of becoming a doctor after graduation, to help save the alien's life. After examining him, Google realizes the alien's anatomy is nearly identical to that of a human. They secretly take him to a hospital, where tests reveal that he has the same blood type as Yulia. Without hesitation, she donates her own blood to save him. The transfusion is successful, and the alien regains consciousness. As soon as he wakes up, he suddenly grabs Yulia's hand, triggering a mysterious mental connection between them. After regaining consciousness, Haikon transfers a strange metal bracelet to Yulia through their mysterious connection. Later, while taking a shower, Yulia discovers that the bracelet has incredible abilities. It attracts water and allows her to control it with her mind. At the same time, the Russian military recovers the shield-like alien device from the crash site and begins studying it. Colonel Lebedev already knows that the object has the power to manipulate water. Elsewhere, a fisherman is stunned when an entire section of water near the alien ship suddenly disappears. Scientists soon realize that the spaceship is absorbing water and using it to repair itself, and they estimate that nearly 30% of the ship has already been restored. Meanwhile, the alien fully wakes up and surprisingly begins speaking Russian. He introduces himself as Haikon and explains that he is searching for a device called Shilk, which is essential for his mission. After putting on some clothes, he quietly leaves the hospital. Yulia then brings Haikon to the military perimeter, hoping to introduce him to her father. On the way, Haikon explains that he desperately needs the Shilk because without it, he has no way of returning to his home planet. To convince her father to meet her immediately, Yulia lies and says she's pregnant. While Colonel Lebedev is distracted by the shocking news, she secretly steals his security access card and slips it to Haikon before her furious father throws the alien out. Using the stolen access card, Haikon disguises himself as one of the scientists and sneaks into the military laboratory. There, he successfully retrieves the Shilk from the shield-like alien device. It takes several moments before the researchers realize the man inside the lab isn't one of their own. As soon as they figure it out, emergency alarms sound throughout the entire facility. Not long afterward, Haikon reunites with Yulia. Colonel Lebedev, still unaware of everything that has happened, orders his soldiers to escort the pair back home. Haikon explains that the Shilk must be returned to the spaceship before midnight. Yulia takes him home and introduces him to her sick dog. Realizing the animal is suffering, Haikon places the Shilk near it. Within seconds, the dog's illness completely disappears, astonishing Yulia as it instantly returns to perfect health. While they are having dinner, Yulia sees a television report announcing that Haikon has officially become a wanted fugitive. At that very moment, Colonel Lebedev arrives at the house with a military convoy, forcing Yulia and Haikon to escape before they are caught. During their getaway, Haikon notices Yulia smoking and gently warns her that the habit is slowly damaging her health. Meanwhile, anti-alien propaganda spreads rapidly across social media. Trying to stay hidden, Yulia and Haikon visit Google and borrow some of his clothes to avoid being recognized. Later, the two attend a crowded concert, believing it will be the safest place to avoid the military. While they're dancing together, Haikon asks Yulia to hold his hand. Instantly, he shares a vision of his beautiful home planet, allowing her to experience it through his memories. He then reveals that humans are forbidden from approaching the alien ship because a powerful defense system called Sol will destroy the vessel if it believes their advanced technology is about to fall into human hands. After leaving the concert, Yulia secretly guides Haikon back toward his spaceship through an abandoned building. Along the way, the two finally share a kiss, and Yulia admits that she has truly fallen in love with him. Their peaceful moment doesn't last long. Tyoma and his friends suddenly appear and brutally attack Haikon. At first, Haikon refuses to fight back, but everything changes when Tyoma slaps Yulia across the face. Enraged, Haikon unleashes his true strength and effortlessly knocks the attackers to the ground. Devastated by the death of his best friend, Tyoma twists the story to turn the public against the aliens. He orders his friends to spread fake news online, claiming that Haikon deliberately murdered Ruslin. The false story spreads rapidly across social media, convincing thousands of angry civilians to gather outside the quarantine zone and attack the alien spaceship. Standing before the crowd, Tyoma delivers an emotional speech, accusing the military of protecting the aliens instead of their own people. He tells everyone that it's time for humanity to take back its planet. The soldiers hold their positions and refuse to fire on the civilians, but the furious mob charges forward anyway, eventually breaking through the military barricades. As the riot grows more violent, Tyoma activates the stolen alien exoskeleton and prepares for battle. Seeing the threat, the alien spaceship deploys several warriors wearing advanced combat suits to defend the vessel from the attacking crowd. Meanwhile, at the military base, Yulia finally tells her father the truth, that Haikon is not a dangerous invader but an alien who simply wants to return home. Desperate to stop a war, she defies her father's orders and even threatens to take her own life if he launches an attack. Believing there is still a chance to prevent more bloodshed, she decides to personally help Haikon reach his ship. Yulia drives Haikon toward the crash site, but before they can arrive, Tyoma, now wearing the powerful alien exoskeleton, intercepts them. He slams into their car, leaving Yulia unconscious. With no other choice, Haikon faces Tyoma in a final battle. Enhanced by the advanced suit, Tyoma gains the upper hand and comes close to killing the alien. Just as all hope seems lost, Yulia regains consciousness and crashes her car directly into the exoskeleton. At the same time, Colonel Lebedev orders his soldiers to lower their weapons, signaling to the aliens that the military comes in peace. The impact tears one of the exoskeleton's arms off, forcing Tyoma out of the suit. Refusing to give up, he grabs a rifle and mercilessly opens fire on both Yulia and Haikon. Watching his daughter collapse after being shot, Colonel Lebedev immediately orders his men to arrest Tyoma. With the battle finally over, the aliens cooperate with the military and bring the critically injured Yulia, Haikon, and Colonel Lebedev aboard the spaceship. Inside, Yulia and Haikon are placed inside advanced healing chambers while Lebedev speaks with the ship's artificial intelligence, Sol. Speaking fluent Russian, Sol explains that Earth has long been classified as an extremely aggressive civilization, which is why their species is forbidden from making contact with humanity. However, Haikon chose to disobey those rules because he believed humans deserved a chance to prove they could change. Sol also reveals that Yulia's compassion and genuine love for Haikon may become the key to changing their civilization's opinion of Earth. Her actions have given them hope that humanity is capable of kindness, understanding, and peaceful coexistence. Not long afterward, Yulia is fully healed, and the alien spaceship finally departs from Earth. As it leaves, it releases the enormous amount of water it had absorbed while repairing itself, restoring the environment to normal. The movie ends with Yulia reflecting on everything that happened. She says that a single stranger from the far reaches of the universe believed in humanity's potential more than humans ever believed in themselves, leaving behind a powerful message of hope for the future. What makes this movie stand out isn't just the action or the incredible alien technology, it's the message behind the story. Instead of portraying aliens as ruthless invaders, the film asks a deeper question: who is the real threat? While fear and hatred drive people to violence, Yulia chooses compassion and understanding. In the end, her courage proves that trust can be more powerful than fear, leaving us with a simple but unforgettable reminder: sometimes, humanity needs to believe in itself before anyone else does.